Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jen Weir. I'm a platinum leader with Young Living. My passion is sharing about essential oils. My passion, the thing I live for is to encourage people on not only how to use their essential oils, but really how to treat their bodies better, to understand that God designed our bodies to actually heal itself given the right tools. So really what I like to say with essential oils is that they just support the body to do what it's naturally designed to do. And that is my passion to share that with you guys. A couple weeks ago, the way this class came about is a couple weeks ago, we were at a class here in Texas, and there was a doctor that was doing the class, and he kind of in passing said, if you have joint health or joint issues, arthritis, all these things, you need a liver cleanse. And my ears perked up and thought, wait, what? And so he dove in a little bit more and shared just some more things about that. And it got me to thinking, oh my word, all these people, and I know maybe some of you guys struggle with just some wellness, just overall general wellness, that you think your issue is fill in the blank. When really, what if that issue could be solved if we just treated our livers better? As I was doing my research over the last week, I was blown away by what our liver does. I was thinking, I know it purifies the blood. I know it does this and that. I don't know if you guys knew this, but our liver it helps the body do 500 different things. Our little liver. And if you're not sure where your liver is, I'm going to take you guys back to school. Here's the deal. I'm a homeschool mom of 5 kids. So I have taught the human body. At this point in my life, I've taught it 8 times. I'm about to teach it about 4 more times in my span of homeschooling career. So I understand the human body like nobody's business on account of, it's kind of my job. But when I talk to most people, they don't know where their liver is, or their pancreas, or their spleen, or their gallbladder. Most people think their gallbladder is just an accessory organ, which it's not. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. But your liver is actually tucked under your ribs on your right side. So if you didn't know that, please don't feel bad, because most people are like, it's somewhere around here. I'm like, no. It's really important to know where your liver is, so that as we talk about utilizing essential oils, you're going to want to put your oils right there on your liver, or take them internally. Okay, so it's really critical to know where our organs are. The other thing is think about it. Our liver that does so many functions in the body is very sweetly protected under your ribs. I love how God designed our bodies for that. All right, guys, let's dive in. It is so important. I would say it's critical to know and understand how every organ of our bodies work. After all, this body that we're sitting in, it's the only one that we have. And yet, most of us take more time in investing in where we're going to go on our next vacation than we do understanding how our own bodies work. If we don't take the time to understand how it works, how can we give ourselves the right nutrients to heal itself? Many of us go to somebody in a white coat with a stethoscope and say, I've got this issue. Can you help me? If we just understood how our bodies work, I guarantee we would take less of those trips. I'll give you an example. My oldest son got cancer 7 years ago. He's fine. He's actually watching from his car that they're driving in now. Thank God. He's totally fine. But when he got cancer, I sat there and thought about it and prayed about it and was kind of doing some research. And I thought, wait a minute. If I can understand how cancer is made, if I just can figure that out, then I can figure out how to unmake it, right? If I can figure out why the body does this, I can figure out how we can undo this. That's a thing, guys. A cancer diagnosis is not a death sentence. Let me just be very clear about that. There are folks that it is, but I'm of the belief that if you really try and if you really search, you can at least prolong your time just by knowing how it's made. If you are diagnosed with asthma or any of this, if you can say to yourself, how is this made? How did I get asthma? How can we have these allergies? Why do I have this lung issue? Or whatever. I don't like to sit here and talk about illness, but what I want to get across to you guys is if you can stop, rather than going, I have this, I have to take this, I have to do this procedure. Instead of doing that, stop and think, okay, this is how my body responded. Why? What's been going on in my body for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And really think about how your body is designed and how it works. Given the correct nutrients, the right environment, the cells in our body were designed to repair itself, to heal itself, and to give it vitality. Did you guys know that the liver is the most important detoxifier of the entire body? Its main job is to filter and purify the blood coming from the digestive tract before circulating to the rest of the body. I'll say that again. So the liver's main job is to filter and purify the blood that comes from the digestive tract. So not your belly, guys. This is the kind of we always think, oh, it's, our digestive system. It's different than our digestive tract. Okay. So we chew. Digestion starts in your mouth. I don't know if you guys realize that, but that's where the enzymes start cooking. That's why, just on a side note, grapefruit. If we just start smelling grapefruit, this is brilliant. You should write this down. You should share this with somebody. Not because I'm saying that it's brilliant. It's just great information. When you smell grapefruit, the enzymes that help break down excess fat start cooking. So if you just smell grapefruit, someone cuts open a grapefruit, you have a little bit of grapefruit squeezed in your juice, you open up grapefruit in the bottle, your oil, all of a sudden those enzymes are like, ooh, I'm going to start breaking down some fat. That's magnificent. Okay, let's move on. So our digestive system starts in our mouth. So all of those, the liver, sorry, I got sidetracked with my grapefruit talk. The liver begins to filter and purify the blood that comes from the digestive tract before it goes to the rest of the body. It detoxifies chemicals and converts carbohydrates to energy, storing that energy for later in the form of glycogen and fats. You guys didn't know you're coming to chemistry and biology class, did you? You're welcome. I know, I'm like, it's 8 o'clock Thursday night. I was like, whoa, hold on. I just want to know how to help my liver get better. This is how you help it. You understand what the liver does. And then we can go, oh, okay. So now when we go to detox and help it along, now we're going to be able to understand this. Okay. The other thing is the liver filters out all the toxins. Get this, guys. This is magnificent. The liver filters out all the toxins that come in contact with the body. If you have ever used a candle in your life, if you've ever taken an antibiotic, if you've ever lived in Los Angeles, hello, if you've ever lived in any big city, your body has come in contact with toxins. Then if we've ever done anything on purpose to our body that's toxic, our liver is like, all right, here we go. It filters out all those toxins. Everything we eat, everything we drink, everything we absorb into our skin. Guys, this is why if you've sat in any of my essential oil class, I'm like, for the love, I will pay you $1,000, not really, but please can you stop using anything toxic on your skin? Why? Because you're killing your liver one lotion at a time, one soap at a time, one shampoo, any of that stuff. Anything that we eat, drink, breathe, or absorb into our body, absorb into our skin rather, gets filtered through our liver. I know, right, Maribel? Poor liver. Dang it. But we just do like, oh, hey, thanks. Thank you. High five it. Now we don't even acknowledge and just say, thank you, liver, for doing that. Thank you, God, for creating my liver to do that so I can just totally be careless and eat that Krispy Kreme donut or listen, that was a past life of mine. So if that filter gets clogged, then it can't do its job. If you guys have ever had a pool or even filters in our home, when we're doing, when we have air conditioning or any of that, if that gets clogged, that air conditioning shuts down. If our liver gets clogged, it gets shut down. And guess what? 500 functions in our body are like, oh, dang, now we're in trouble. Or now we're going to start to manifest in some other not so savory things. Everything that the body can't cleanse or everything that it can't recognize gets stored in our tissues or fat in our body. I'll say that again. everything that your body can't cleanse. So if it can't get out, once the liver tries to detox it and get it out, if it can't properly remove it completely from the body, it just sits in your body and it gets stored in your fat and it gets stored in our tissues. To quote my friend Maribel, who's on here, I love how she says, sometimes we have issues in our tissues. Sometimes those issues are emotional, sometimes they're physical. Since the liver is one of the most crucial detoxifying organs in our body, keeping it healthy and keeping it working in an optimal way is just an amazing way to support your overall health. Wouldn't you guys agree? Yes, absolutely. Anger is stored in the liver, and we're going to get to that. That's going to rock your little worlds. It would be of your best interest to start supporting your liver. Just like tonight, I was telling somebody who was going to be on this call tonight that just watch at like 9 o'clock, we're all going to get off this call and start like helping our liver after all this information, because you're going to think, oh my gosh, if I want to be well overall, this is the way we're going to do it. One of my favorite ways to support my liver is with essential oils, but also, you guys, tea, apple cider vinegar. We'll talk about some of those in a minute after we talk a little bit more about the liver. So you can use any of those things. Like I said, essential oils, herbs, supplements, tinctures, all of these things, teas, apple cider vinegar, to help strengthen, to help stimulate, and actually regenerate your liver. Our cells were designed to regenerate themselves. I mean, think about it. Living in this fallen world, things are going to happen. Our body is designed to do that. We just have to help it. We should do some sort of cleaning at least once a year to promote a healthy regime. When people ask, well, how often should I do a liver cleanse? Here's the thing, at least once a year. How often do we change the oil in our cars? Some of us, I'll throw my husband and I totally under the bus. We're like, oh, hey, that check engine light came on. It's about time. And then we wait a little bit longer. If we wait too long, that car is just going to be like, sorry, have fun on the Dallas North Tollway all by yourself because I just broke down on you. That's what's going to happen to our body. So we take better care of our cars, our refrigerator, our stoves, whatever, than we do our liver, at least once a year. And if anyone's on this call or you are listening to this later, you might say to yourself, because you've probably heard it or maybe a chiropractor's told you, well, if we eat properly enough, our body is designed to naturally detox and cleanse itself. Yes, absolutely. That's why we poop and pee. Let's be real, right? However, on a daily basis, most people do not eat a perfect diet. On a daily basis, very few people eat completely 100% organic. If you eat meat if you eat meat and dairy, those are very hard for your body to digest. That's just facts. It takes a very long time for meat to break down in the gut. It actually rots in the gut before it can break down and you let it go out. So just by doing that, we would be wise to do a liver cleanse, an actual cleanse once a year. But besides that, if I'll go back to the car analogy, so we do like an oil change, maybe we do a tune-up on our car once a year, that's our cleanse. But we would put gas in our car once a week. We would do all of these things for our car just for maintenance. And that's what we do with this. I need you to go upstairs. Yes, I apologize, everybody. I have a 5-year-old that I told her 45 minutes ago it was time for bed. Look, she's back to make sure. Okay. So here's the thing. We just mentioned a little bit ago that the liver carries out over 500 crucial bodily functions every day, each and every day, not just once in a while. It's each and every day. And the liver, I'll say it again, has a remarkable capacity for regeneration. It's important for us to understand that so that we can keep it going strong. I'm not going to sit here and tell you all 500 of the bodily functions because let's be real. That's going to take a long time. You are welcome to Wikipedia that all on your own though. But here's a couple of things that our liver is responsible for. Yeah, 500, Maribel. It's responsible for 500 different crucial, not just like, I could live without that. These are 500 crucial, vital to your life functions each and every day. Listen, the liver is responsible for metabolism of carbohydrates. We just mentioned that earlier. Proteins, fats, cholesterol, the growth of bone and muscle. One of the reasons why when I made this post on social media and said, hey, who would like to learn about their liver, was because I said, if you've got, I think maybe rheumatoid arthritis or some sort of joint malfunction, who has that? Who would want to learn about your liver? This is why. Our liver is responsible for the growth of bone and muscle. Our liver produces a hormone which regulates blood and platelet production. It stores vitamin A, vitamin B12, and vitamin D. It also synthesizes glucose and amino acids. I mean, guys, I know this is a lot, but this is so important. If you're starting to tune out, let's pause, grab your peppermint, huff it a little bit, and let's get back to work. In addition to producing and storing all of these things, the liver, this is my favorite, because I'm like, oh, what can my body do that's really awesome? So many things, but this is one of my favorites. So the liver also breaks down harmful chemicals that, if accumulated in the body, it would actually kill you. I mean, come on. Is that ridiculous? That's amazing. So did you know, an example of this is that our body, when it breaks down protein, okay, one of the products that's created because of breaking down that protein is ammonia. Like exactly the ammonia you're thinking. To keep from the buildup or the accumulation, I should say, of that ammonia, your liver takes the ammonia and uses carbon dioxide to convert it into a substance called urea. Then that goes to your renal system and it's removed from your body. Yep, heavy metals, exactly. Yep, exactly, Trish. So that's just one of the ways that our liver actually protects us. Our body, it's funny, our body does things like that, like creates ammonia where it can hurt us just because that's the byproduct of what's happening. But it's also designed to take that ammonia, using the carbon dioxide that we're actually needing to get back into the lungs to clean up the blood. But it takes that, turns it into urea, and then gets it out of the body. It's amazing. This little unassuming organ, it's just so little in our bodies. It does more than just cleanse the blood. I mean, again, everything that we inhale, what we eat, what we drink. I bet now if you have a bedtime snack or tomorrow morning for breakfast, you're going to be like, I wonder how this is going to treat my liver today. Anybody who's drinking a glass of wine, you're probably putting that down right now, I'm sure. No, I mean, listen, we all got to have our thing, but just remember, I love it if you say, but wine's good for me. After this, you might really second guess that. So everything that touches our body, goes into our body, is some way processed by the liver. Medications, environmental toxins. If you guys have not completely rid your house of toxins, chemicals, and you're saying bleach for your clothes or whatever, strongly recommend you do that. Processed foods, if it comes in a box, it's toxic to your liver. Processed foods are particularly burdensome on the liver, and an overabundance of these can start to cause issues. I have been preaching the good news of healthy eating for 7 years. When we realized how to unmake cancer because of what we eat, I mean, I just was looking at these people who I would see, oh, look, hashtag Krispy Kreme, and they're showing the picture of their donuts. I'm like, oh my God, you're just making your environment for your body ripe for some sinister disease. This is why, guys, because an overabundance of processed foods, alcohol, environmental toxins, and certain medications can cause detrimental issues to your liver and then in turn, the rest of your health. One of the reasons why it's hard to identify that your liver actually has any issues is because, very much like the brain, our liver doesn't have pain receptors. Did you guys know, this is super gross, but I'm going to do it anyway. Did you know, like when you cut open the brain and you poke at it, it doesn't hurt? I know that's weird and gross to even imagine. You're probably getting a little skeevy right now. But if you did that to your liver, your liver doesn't hurt. So if anything is happening to the liver, it's not hurting. What happens is that it manifests itself as symptoms somewhere else. It's like a while back I did a little post again on social media that if you have cracked heels, chances are you have a thyroid issue. Cracked heels are a sign of thyroid issues because your thyroid helps to regulate the moisture produced in your feet. And I mean, that's another class for another day. So with our liver, there's a list of issues that creep in that we don't know that really this points back to our liver. Number one is inflammation, joint pain, abdominal, belly, puffiness, discomfort underneath our rib cage. So though the liver itself won't hurt, but it can radiate to some issues just surrounding the area. If you have trouble digesting extra fatty foods, if you've had your gallbladder removed, you've got some liver struggles. I promise you, that is not an accessory organ. Your liver makes bile that's supposed to go to the gallbladder. If there's no gallbladder to send it to, it's going to have an excess of bile and on and on. Acid reflux or heartburn, that's a sign of some liver support needed. Dark spots on your skin, people call them liver spots. I mean, both my grandmas had that, right? I mean, I think we just think, you get old, you get liver spots. My brothers and sisters, this should not be. You're not meant to have liver spots. Overheating of the body or excess perspiration. If you are a sweaty Betty, really easy, then you very likely need to support your liver. Now, guys, as I'm saying all these things, it's not like, I got liver cancer, I'm about to die in 24 hours. I'm not Google. I'm not going to do that to you guys. But what you want to know is if any of these things are manifesting in your life, you are ripe for a liver detox, a liver cleanse. Treat your liver nicely. Acne, rosacea, itchy skin, blotchy skin, any of that nonsense. If you have the unexplained weight gain, losing weight, all that, all the things that, when you look up Google, like unexplained weight gain, weight loss, and then you're like, I'm going to die tomorrow. Here it is. Those are just signs that your liver is overtaxed. Again, it is not a sign that your liver is on its way out. It's just saying, help me, please, please. Give me some love. After I do all these, it's like this. It's saying to you, I do 500 things for you each day. What have you done for me lately? You need to tell your liver, I got you. I'm learning. That's why I'm here at 8:25 at night. There's so many things you can do to start supporting your liver even tonight. Eating high quality, preferably organic foods. This is one of those things, guys, that I know can be a touchy issue with folks where they say, I don't want to afford organic, or is it really organic? Because, after all, the field next door had pesticides that blew in. It's hard to say. In our family, again, we had 5 kids before we had an abundance of resources because of Young Living. We would just pick and choose the things that we ate the most. We would make sure they were organic. Peanut butter, my word, my kids live on peanut butter. We always eat organic peanut butter, that sort of thing. Fresh fruits and vegetables, as much as you can. Make sure that they're organic and eat as much fresh fruits and vegetables as possible. You can take raw apple cider vinegar daily, which I'm like, I got to do that. It's hard for me because it tastes like hate, but if you add some raw honey to it, maybe throw it in your Ningxia Red. That's a great way to get it in you. A high quality green tea. Dandelion root tea is actually a great liver supporter. Fresh carrot juice, so great to support your liver. If you are a juicer or if you hit up any of these juice bars, make sure that you're getting fresh carrot juice because that will help clean your liver like that. Yes, thank you, Trish, for posting that. Trish just posted in our chat to look up the Dirty Dozen list. That's an excellent resource. 12 fruits and vegetables that you should always eat organic. I think potatoes are on there, apples, strawberries, anything that's just like basically eat the flesh. One of the, celery, those types of things that you can't peel. So like lemon, orange, they say, well, you can get away with it if you're trying to pick and choose. So there's 12 must-do organic fruits and vegetables on that list. Another thing that's really great to do, especially now as we dive into wintertime, is dry brushing. So a dry brush, shoot, I should have brought it. Sorry, guys. But you can even just right now, since we're all on our devices, you can Google it. A dry brush is just what it sounds like. It's a natural bristle brush. And what you would do is you start and you do light strokes, like feather strokes, and you do it all the way up towards your heart. So from your feet all the way up. What that does is it stimulates your lymph system. So having a good lymph system is going to help your liver just detox naturally. It's not going to get clogged. Sweating it out of the gym, exercise, guys. Today, my husband and I, we lead a running club. And in our running club, we shared with the kids, it's a kids running club and we encourage moms to run. But the reason why we want to exercise is that you grow more capillaries every time you exercise, which helps lower your blood pressure. In addition, when you're exercising, you're sweating. You're automatically detoxing your liver. So you get two benefits as you hit the gym, even if it's for 30 minutes. You've grown more capillaries, which lowers your blood pressure, and you've helped your liver detox a bit. Just making sure that your lymph system is draining. You can jump on a little trampoline, just any kind of that soft, bouncy support. How is the liver related to breathing? Well, think about it. If it's cleansing your blood carries oxygen. That's going to help your lungs open up. That's going to help you breathe better if you're getting more oxygen to every cell, including your lungs. Yes, Maribel, I'm going to read Maribel's comment because this is great. Conscious breathing, restorative yoga is also good for the lymph system as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Being very conscious, even right now as I'm talking, because I talk so stinking fast, I can tell I'm not taking good, deep breaths. Most of us breathe like very shallow. Most of us sit at a computer like this, which constricts our lungs. So if we could just consciously open up our lungs and do some really good deep breathing, even sitting in our chairs, that will actually help with our lymph system, which in turn helps with our liver. Okay, essential oils and oil-infused supplements are a great addition, of course, to helping to support your liver, to your liver support routine. So here's the thing, my friends. I'm going to get a little preachy. I probably have already been way preachy for the last 29 minutes, but there we go. That's what you get when you have a class from me. I can't help myself. Most people will say, I don't want to take all these supplements. And no. But here's the thing. You have one body, just one. So you can either eat perfectly, you can eat pretty good and support it with oils and supplements and tinctures and herbs, or you can just not. It's totally up to you. But I swear to you, I don't want to see any posts on Facebook that you're falling below that wellness line, is all I'm saying. I have nowhere else, but I'm just saying, I just don't want to see it. Taking care of our bodies is a full-time job. It is what it is. You have one body, you are responsible to take good care of it. But adding oils, adding supplements, adding these things like, the tea, the dry brushing, all this, it's really, once you put it into your routine, it is what it is. It's a routine. None of you guys would go through the day without brushing your teeth. Lord help us, I hope not, right? We would all brush our teeth, run a brush through here. There's routines and things that we do every single day. Adding a little something to take care of each organ, brilliant. And sometimes you can take one supplement, one oil that's going to help support several organs, which we'll talk about that. All right, before I move on to the detox, to the liver support, does anybody have any questions for me? Do you want to post in the chat or unmute yourself? Really, I just want to take a sip of my tea. Okay, so let's talk about liver support and detox. There's a couple things that Young Living has. Anytime you say or see the word Juva, just know it's meant for your liver. It's a liver support product. So we have Juva Power, Juva Tone, Juva Cleanse, Juva Flex, and Juva Spice. I'm going to share with you what these are, but in there, I'll tell you what's in them so that you can understand why you would want this. So Juva Power, a couple of these things I've never used. Again, I'm learning along with you. I have really done my liver wrong. I've done Juva Cleanse and Juva Flex, but anyway, that's it. So the cool things that are in Juva Power are rice seed bran, which has, and that helps to boost the activity of your liver enzymes. It also has spinach powder. So spinach on its own is amazing. It's super high on the ORAC scale, but broken down into a powder, it's even more intense. So the boosting of the activity of the enzymes, the liver enzymes, can help clear toxic substances from the liver. So it's just giving it a little bit of a helper. our liver already produces enzymes that are going to help to take out that toxic substance. The Juva Power, because it has the rice seed bran and because it has spinach powder in it, it's going to help the body do that. In the same way that you might use Juva Spice for cooking, you can add it just daily for just a normal, just daily liver support. Okay, and then let me see, I've got my notes here. Just want to jump down to the Juva powder. Okay, I'm not seeing that. I'll go back to the Juva Cleanse. So there's 2 oils that you can have. There's Juva Cleanse, Juva Flex. Funny thing, as you guys, if you've ever been in any of my classes, I will tell you, if you don't like the smell of it, that means you need it. When I first bought Juva Cleanse, this big giant bottle, I thought, oh my God, it smells like hate. It really did. And I would be really interested to know if any of you guys have ever smelled it. Now, I want to crawl in this bottle. Like I just smelled it the other day and thought, did this change over the years I've had it? Because it smells amazing. But when I read the oils that are in it, it's like, oh no, I love every single one of those oils. My liver must be doing a whole lot better. So what's in Juva Cleanse is this. There's helichrysum. So it's a blend, by the way. It's helichrysum, ledum, and celery seed. Just 3 oils, but they are powerhouse oils. Helichrysum is great for blood support, circulatory functions. Any kind of circulatory support you can think of, the helichrysum helps that. Ledum is interesting. So it has a long history of being used as a tea by Native Americans. Native Americans, way back when, would believe that ledum was a good, like as a tea, it was good to fight any kind of immune issues, scurvy, urinary problems, all that. That's how they would use it. It's a powerful liver supporter and helps to detox. Yes, Jan, Juva Cleanse is an oil. If that's what you're talking about, it is an oil. It's a blend. So on a spiritual influence, so an emotional and spiritual, this is great, guys, because here's the thing. You know, I cannot talk about an organ in the body without talking about emotions. Because again, going back to the issues in your tissues, most of us have physical issues because we have emotional struggles. Our liver, our kidneys, our guts, those 3 things really are just key with emotional struggles. But the spiritual influence, so the Juva Cleanse oil helps to clear emotions of blame. Oh, you guys are going to want to write this down because I'm like, oh, someone's had blame, bitterness, and anger in their life. I promise you. So it helps clear the emotions of blame, bitterness, and anger. The Juva Cleanse can help you foster positive emotions of approval, contentment, and forgiveness. Ooh, somebody needs some forgiveness today, right? We all do. When I teach the ancient oils class, I love that class because I'll teach like this kind of thing and people are like, yeah, that's really super weird. If you've never sat in a biblical oils class. And here's the thing with the biblical oils, because, you know, that's what all oils are. They're from ancient times. But they knew what was up with how to use the oils on an emotional level. For example, just to totally sidebar for a minute, but hyssop and cedarwood were used in biblical times as part of the recipe for leprosy cleansing. And the ancient Jews, it was a common belief that you got leprosy because you had issue with unforgiveness, particularly with your parents. So come to my biblical oils class sometime and I will rock your little world on the emotional part because God set that up and that's just how that is. Okay, so Juva Flex. If anybody needs Roman chamomile, get some Juva Flex. I laugh. I hesitate to tell people that because I'm like, oh, it's going to go out of stock because you guys know how long we've been waiting for our Roman chamomile. Well, guess what? We have enough to make Juva Flex. So get some Juva Flex if you are waiting for Roman chamomile. So Juva Flex is so great because, as someone mentioned earlier, anger is stored in our liver. Anger and hate are stored in our liver according to traditional Chinese medicine. See, here in the West, we don't talk about things like that. That's just kind of weird, right? But that's just truth. Eastern medicine, they know what's going on. It's a holistic healing, meaning a whole body healing, emotional, physical, spiritual wellness, okay? So if you have ever been angry at somebody, ever, chances are it's stored here if you have not forgiven them. The liver is supported and cleansed. Oh, sorry. So as we use Juvaflex, it helps to support our liver and cleanse those emotions out. Juvaflex has helichrysum, just like JuvaCleanse. So we know what that's good for. Oh, by the way, helichrysum and anger, they're not friends. Just to say that totally compliantly. I have my little bottle of helichrysum that I totally hoard. It's great for if you get a little bump or bruise, or I'm looking for it now. Of course, I can't find it. Oh, because it's right in front of me. I pulled it out for you guys. This tiny little bottle is so valuable. I don't let anybody use this in my house but me. Isn't that mean? Get you some. It's great on its own. Geranium is in Juvaflex. So geranium is great for a healthy skin. It supports that. It's also great for the circulatory system, the nervous system. Oh my word, it helps the body revitalize its own tissues. Again, like I mentioned, Roman chamomile is right in here. Roman chamomile creates inner peace, my friends. Inner peace. It's a calming oil that resonates with everybody, kids, animals. So my animals will go up and just love on this. You know what, Maribel? I will explain it because there's a little bit of a protocol that goes with that. She asked, would you layer them? So I'm getting to that. Thank you for asking that. Roman chamomile is great for all types of skin support. It's also great for muscle soothing after some serious exercise. It has fennel. Fennel is so amazing for glandular support, respiratory, digestive, circular systems. It may also support just an overall well-being during your cycle, ladies, once a month. The other oil it has in here is rosemary. Rosemary is so great for all kinds of things. Blue tansy is in here. We haven't had our blue tansy in ages on its own, but you can get it in Juvaflex. That's what makes it blue. So blue tansy, emotionally, this is really more of an emotion oil. It helps support getting rid of anger and negative emotions. So you got a couple oils in Juvaflex that are really more tied to emotions, but this is marketed or referenced as a physical oil. This is why it's so important to know, A, how our bodies work, and then B, how the oils work and what they do. Okay. On a side note, just using this a couple nights in a row, I'm going to tell you the next morning, you're going to notice a difference. So here we go. What's the difference? Many of you are probably going like, Maribel, do I layer them? What do I do? JuvaCleanse, Juvaflex, how do I know what I need? They both have the same common goals. As you saw, they both have helichrysum. And so you would think, well, how do I know? They have slightly different applications. Marketed as a physical oil, Allie. Slightly different applications. So Juvaflex, you want to use it over your liver area. Okay. You want to use it or on the pressure points of your foot that have the liver area. So if you aren't sure about your VitaFlex points, I'm going to encourage you, I'll see if it can show up on the screen. If you download the app, the reference guide for essential oils, and you go to application, there's a VitaFlex. There we go. VitaFlex foot chart. Okay. You guys can just go ahead and look there and see where's your liver. Rub it right on that spot if you'd rather not apply straight up to your liver. Okay. For JuvaCleanse, you can apply over your liver and your kidneys. So here's the thing. Juvaflex is a couple things. Emotions. It's good for just overall supporting it. But it's also, it's very gentle. Where JuvaCleanse, this one is really specifically targeted to your liver and your kidney areas. So our liver and kidneys go hand in hand. So using JuvaCleanse over the liver, but then over your kidneys. If you're not sure where your kidneys are, I mean, they're just straight where your waist would be, and then just, you can feel right there. Your adrenals are above those. Okay, so you can use it over the liver and kidney areas and on the pressure points, the VitaFlex points on your feet. You may want to dilute either one of these oils, just if you're newer to oils. You can also use the Vitality. I have to say that in case anybody from the FDA is watching. They come in not Vitality, but they also come in Vitality. So if you're going to take them internally, I need to tell you, you best get the Vitality. Same oil, but you can take it internally. So you would take it in a capsule and use it twice a day. Okay, like I mentioned just a minute ago, JuvaFlex focuses on your liver. It's more of an emotional supporter. It focuses on your lymph system, helps support that. It helps to support as you are walking through maybe some addictions with coffee, anybody, or any other just extra desires that you probably shouldn't be doing. If I start to tell you everything that I have in my notes, probably get in trouble from the FDA that could be watching. So there's that. Juva Cleanse, again, will put a great deal of emphasis on the kidneys, the liver, and the digestive system. These two oils I would have in my house all the time. So if you're like, ooh, what should I get? Both. The answer is both at this point. I promise you, you're going to love it. How long would you use it? Till the bottle's gone, especially if you just get the Vitality, the 5 ml, but usually it should last you about a month. Okay. So Juvatone is a supplement. This is called a Juvatone Natural Liver Cleansing Supplement. It's a great liver cleanse to do at home. It helps just to detox and supports healthy liver function. This is your once a year type of supplement. This is your oil change, right? It has liver cleansing supporting oils in there, as well as supporting herbs and nutrients. Okay. So in addition to all of those things, there's also supplements in there that help brain development, muscle movement, nervous system. So it's not only going to help your liver, but it's going to help support your brain, your muscle, your nervous system, your metabolism, and all these other things, all in one supplement. So it's kind of like when you go through this liver cleanse, if you're doing a supplement with it, so it's going to help detox and cleanse your liver, but it's also going to help give everything else a reset. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. So after you've cleansed the liver, okay, so let's pretend you're like, I'm just going to go for it. I'm putting that Juvatone, JuvaCleanse, JuvaFlex in my ER cart tonight. I'm going to get it by next week. We're going to do this. Okay, great. High five, fist bump, gold star. You're going to get all of it. You're going to be so clean before the holidays, you're not even going to want to touch a Christmas cookie. But after you've cleansed the liver, what you want to do is you want to support it every day for optimal health. Let me give you a list of some oils that you want to do, and then we're going to dive in just a little bit of emotions before I let you guys go. Write these down. So you've got celery seed. You've got ledum. Remember, those two are in our Juva Cleanse, but just Juva Cleanse is pretty powerful. So you're not going to want to do Juva Cleanse as a daily maintenance. Celery seed, ledum, dill. You guys, if you use dill, if you guys don't make your own salad dressing, you are missing out. On account of it's super easy, it's wicked cheap, and if you add a drop of dill, you're just going to want to eat it straight from the bottle. But dill in your salad dressing, dill every day, whew, it's yummy, and it's going to support your liver. German chamomile. German chamomile is also not a friend with anger and hate. So that's a good one just to keep on hand, in your purse, in your pocket, whatever. Our sweet friend Digest, which is in your starter kit, taking the drop of that every day. Remember how I mentioned earlier, you're going to start to see that some of these liver supporters also help other organs. Digest helps our gut. A healthy gut, guys, goes a long way. It's our second brain. And cypress. All of these are amazing liver supporters. One drop topically, just right on your belly, on your liver, or if applicable, if it's a dietary oil, go ahead and take a drop internally. Digest smells gross too. I know it does, Maribel. You know what that means. Everybody say it with me. That means she needs it. I actually like the smell of Digest, but that's me. Okay. Emotional liver support. What about sulfurizyme? All right, Alex. Now you've like caught me red-handed. Sulfurizyme, I'll say this just real quick because I can literally do an entire class on that one supplement. That one supplement how do I say this compliantly? It supports everything. Anytime I have these two friends who also work with Young Living, we banter back and forth. Anytime I would have a fuss about some issues in my tissues, they're like, are you taking your sulfurzyme? No, I'm not. But sulfurzyme is brilliant for everything. Everybody should be taking sulfurzyme all the time. I'll just say that. Maybe I'll do a class on just sulfurzyme. Okay, German chamomile is rough smelling. Okay, Allie, I'm going to need you to come over and get some for me so that you can start to like it. Here's the thing, guys. If there's any oil that, like Allie, to quote her, how maybe it smells rough, or you're like, oh, I really don't like it, do it on your feet, put some socks on. Your feet, especially if you're almost 6 feet tall like me, your feet are so far from your nose, you're not ever going to smell it. And then if you do it at bedtime, even better. Yes, and digest, sometimes it does grow on you, especially as you start to feel more supported. I'll say it that way. So essential oils to support the liver, let's talk about that. Because here's the thing, guys. The liver, really liver and lungs, more than any other organ, can get more pestered by trapped emotions than any other organ. Particularly, I think, because grief is stored in the lungs and hate and anger are stored in the liver. 3 things that people, most of us sitting here, have experienced at least once in our life. And grief, maybe you haven't lost anybody. I know when we think about grief, we think of like someone dying or something like that. Grief can be a loss of a job. It can be a change. It can really just be anything that is just an intense, deep sadness. So we've already mentioned that the liver can become toxic with emotions. Your lungs can, even your belly. I guarantee if you're sitting here watching this, and you have stomach issues, it's because you have emotional issues. And I'm not being unkind, guys. I wouldn't say that in a trite, sort of flippant way, but I really mean it. I mean, there's stuff because it sits in your gut. Maybe that's where you hold the majority of your worry. So as crazy as it might sound, that just like frequencies, we talked about the oils, well, not this time, but we have in the past, how oils have different frequencies, our organs have different frequencies, and some of those negative emotions are attracted to different frequencies. So liver actually hangs on to negativity, it hangs on to hate, and it hangs on to anger. In order to help the liver, we must release the emotional burden. So some practical ways, not even talking about essential oils and supplements, exercise. Exercise, exercise, exercise. Just 30 minutes a day. You guys can figure out a way to not sit down for at least a half an hour a day. We can all do this. We can figure out how to briskly walk, even if it's through the market. If you're like, I'm going to do a power hour through the market, whatever you got to do, just up that heart rate, get those capillaries growing, get that breathing going. Prayer and meditation. This is a fabulous way to release emotions. Prayer is a little bit different than meditation. Prayer, obviously, you're talking to God. Meditation is just more thinking, more clearing your mind and just sitting and just being. I used to think meditation was super weird until I understood what it was. It's great for the body. Yoga. I mean, Maribel's on here. Check her out, guys. If you're not near her, get to a yoga, some sort of restorative class. Just some light stretching helps. It helps release any of those trapped emotions that get in your hips even. It helps untrap or release emotions that are stored in our organs. Other emotional releasing activities, just as a funny side note, some of you guys might go, okay, this is too much. I'm not joking when I say breaking plates is a great way to release trapped emotions. That is a true story. Doing something like boxing, doing something that's just like, and getting it out, getting angry at something other than stuffing it, it's a great way. Okay. Now that you're like, okay, let's move on past the breaking plates. P.S. Anyone needs a plate breaker, friend? I'm your girl. All right. So here's some oils that help specifically when we're dealing with some anger. I'll say it that way. Lavender. Lavender comes in your starter kit. You guys should probably have like 2 or 3 bottles of lavender laying around, mostly because everybody needs it. You need some in your kitchen for practical purposes. You need some for support because of what we're talking about. And you need some in your bedroom to support a good night's sleep. Funny thing about lavender, Most people don't know this, but one of lavender's benefits is it helps folks get over that feeling of abandonment. If you know abandonment is your story, whether it's true or perceived or not, lavender is going to help you through that. I promise you. Ylang ylang. Oh my gosh. In fact, I texted Trish. I'm like, oh my word. I know so many people who don't like ylang ylang. And I was blown away. Trish is one of them. And I thought, oh my word. Interesting, especially if folks really, really don't like it. There could be some trapped anger or some trapped hate. I hate to say that, but many of us have just, that person, that one person kind of trapped there. And then we smell ylang ylang, and ylang ylang is trying to pull that out of us. And we're like, nice try, ylang ylang. It's not going to happen. That's a good one. Tranquil. Think about it. It's got Roman chamomile in it. It's got lavender. What more could a girl or a guy ask for? Orange. Orange is just a happy oil. Orange brings that feeling of peace, just restoration. It's great. It's a great kid oil. I love having my kids just smell it, like especially when we're doing school, or if there's some angst in the morning, I'll diffuse cinnamon and orange just for a more peaceful environment. It's delightful. Australian blue. I've got this on me all the time. Australian blue is a myriad of oils. Actually, I think it's got about 10 or 12 oils in it, but it is another one of those it's got ylang ylang in it. It's got Northern Lights black spruce. It is so grounding. Cedarwood. If you guys are new to essential oils or you don't have your oils yet, listen, I'll tell you this. If you don't have your oils yet, get you a starter kit because you're totally missing out. And in that, add cedarwood to your cart. It's $11.25. Everybody can afford $11.25. Actually put 2 bottles in because this is the one you're going to want to have in your purse, in your backpack, in your pocket, and you're going to want to have it on your nightstand. So now I'm just upcharging you $22.50. You can send me a thank you card later. Cedarwood is the brain changer, game changer oil. It is a phenomenal oil for all sorts of things, specifically when it comes to emotional releasing. Think about it. If you're stuffing emotions, you're hurting your liver. Remember, we're talking about that. Cedarwood is going to help. Do you guys remember I mentioned earlier in biblical times, cedarwood and hyssop were the ones that they used for the leprosy healing recipe because they thought that leprosy was a manifestation of unforgiveness, particularly towards your parents. Look me in the eye and say, yes, Jen Weir, I will get some cedarwood today. Okay, good. Thank you. Cypress. Cypress is another amazing tree oil. Cypress is great for all kinds of support to number one, our liver, our kidneys, but also our urinary tract. Whew, so good. But it's also very grounding. Think about how a cypress tree looks. It's really long and really tall, but it's rooted so deep in the ground. Cypress trees, you think about it, they're so tall, but nothing can bend them. The way the tree is the way that oil is going to affect our cells. Okay, these go without saying. Forgiveness, harmony, release. All these 3 oils, amazing for releasing your emotions. I'm going to read Allie's comment. My favorite is vetiver, but I don't know that has place in this conversation. Are you kidding? Vetiver? That vetiver mixed with cedarwood? Now we're going to get some work done with the brain. I should do a brain class. Anyway, so yeah, forgiveness, harmony, release. So you guys, I'll be straight with you. When I first got into oils, I started seeing all these like forgiveness. I'm like, that is so weird. A feelings kit. Listen, Young Living, I know lavender, I know peppermint, I don't know no forgiveness oil or harmony. That's just weird. But now, 7 years later, what I do know is the oil's in there. Because I thought, how can an oil make me all of a sudden want to forgive somebody? It kind of does. Because it puts your brain in a space where you're not so anxious and you're not so irritated. And you can literally go, you know what? I do want to loosen that blessing of forgiveness on that person. It causes your brain to get rid of all that static and that junk, and it helps you think right. Harmony, high frequency oils. It balances everything from the top of the head to the tips of your feet. Geranium. Geranium is an amazing oil to help support your liver with emotions. And joy, yes, just I was about to get to joy, Maribel, but yes, joy for the win. Joy for the win. Joy has geranium, it has rose, it has ylang ylang, it has all those floral type oils in them, which many folks are like, you know what, I prefer more of the tree oils. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's those florally soft, delicate oils that our liver needs. That's what we need to bring us to that point. Think about it, guys. When you are angry or you're feeling hateful, there's a color that goes along with that. My grandpa used to say, oh yeah, don't put me in red. It's going to make me angry. He never let my grandma wear red because it just was more anger inducing. Red tends to be that way, right? It's very aggressive. But if we want to be in a place of forgiveness and releasing, it's more gentle. It has that type of how those ylang ylang flowers are, or those geraniums, just very delicate. And the last one is German chamomile. We mentioned that earlier. German chamomile is remarkable for releasing emotions with your liver. Okay, guys, I just have a couple minutes and then I'll let you go to recap. So we've talked about a couple things. We talked about the function of the liver. Remember, it does over 500 critical, not just like, meh, thanks liver for doing, but like critical life-giving functions in the body. We must take care of it. You guys would be wise to understand how your liver works. You would be wise to get, I'm going to show you this book. This is our homeschooling book, Exploring Creation, about the human body, but really learning about the human body. How do your lungs work? What happens to your blood when it leaves your heart and it travels all around? What happens? Why does the blood have to leave in arteries, not capillaries? Because it would burst the capillaries. The artery walls are so thick. Just thinking about that. It's not that hard to learn. And once you know how your body functions, you're going to be able to look at your oils, look at your supplements, and support it far better than if you're grasping at straws like, I don't know, I've got this thing. You know, so many times as this class came up, I've got this joint issue. I've got this skin thing. So I'm looking for an oil. I'm looking for a supplement that can help me stay above the wellness line when it comes to these things. When really what we need to say is, what organ is needing some extra support here? And that, my friends, is when you start to see all these all the ways that these organs are manifesting junk just disappear. You guys have any questions for me? Section on supplement. What do they mean? Alex, I'm going to have to ask you to clarify that a little bit more, that question. Oh, take it as needed. Sorry, I just had to read it again. That is, again, that's where you say, okay, take as needed. What's an as needed? What do I need? I will tell you this, sulfurzyme. I've heard Danette say, I've heard Gary Young say, take sulfurzyme, especially if you're working through and really supporting something in your body. Take sulfurzyme as often as you see the bottle. But on the bottle, it'll say take, I think, like 6. So it's really just understanding your body and understanding what that supplement is designed for. Does that make sense? Okay. And so if you guys are new to Young Living, if you are watching this video and you're like, I don't even have any oils, here's what you need to do. You need to get yourself a premium starter kit. I'm going to show you. In fact, you should always have, just PS, if you're doing a class online, always have your premium starter kit out. It's very valuable. But it looks like this. And it comes with a diffuser. I'm going to just model my pretend diffuser. Everybody pretend with me that they can see my diffuser. Like this, right? It comes with a diffuser and it's $160. It's a steal for 11 oils and a diffuser. It's your membership. You can get that and you can start supporting your liver right there. You can start drinking lemon in your water every day. Lemon's natural design is to detox the body. It just helps it do that. Why do we squeeze lemon in our water? Why does the waiter or waitress say, hey, you want lemon in your water? No, thanks, because I don't know if you cut that lemon with a dirty knife. I'm just going to ask you for a glass and I'll put my lemon oil in there. But that's why, because they know most of us now squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in our water to help flush our system. So with your starter kit, you can already get going on that. With your peppermint, you can support your gut digestion. Digest, we mentioned that Digest comes in your starter kit. So get a starter kit And then as you do essential rewards, as you jump on and start adding to your oil collection, your supplement, that's when you get your JuvaFlex, your Juva Cleanse, Juva Tone, Juva Power, Juva Spice, all of those things. Really, really important to do that. Any other questions before I let you all go? Well, thank you everybody for joining me. I'm so grateful that you decided to spend your Thursday evening with me. Please share this video. I'm going to go ahead and once it records, we're going to post it up to our YouTube channel, and we'll post it up on We're Oily so you guys can share it with all your friends. And please share it because everybody needs to know how to support their liver.